Morning everybody, beautiful morning. 6:10 a.m. I'm about 25 minutes late out the door. It's because someone drank all of my energy drinks again. This is the second time that's happened, so not the most pleased about that. Anyway, I gotta head out. We got an hour drive ahead of us. I've got to get gas anyway, so I'll just get an energy drink at the store. I always like driving this time of day because there is no one else on the roads. It's kind of nice. Alright, so I just got to the track and I was able to pick myself up some NOS energy because I needed it. Now I just got to get my tires on real quick because I'm actually on an hour, and then I've got to get my TT stickers, and then I got to get my Hawk stickers too so that I can get the contingency. So I'm going to quickly get through all that stuff, and then I've got a driver's meeting actually. I've got to do a driver's meeting, then I'll do all that stuff. So I just ran my first session today, and I was very displeased with how it ran. It was not very good, but here's where the good news comes into play. I ran 4 seconds faster than the last time I was out on the east track, which is the track we're on right now, in a session that I was unhappy with these tires that they were run 3 days last weekend. So these are not only just old tires, but they're also, you know, I'm also running better than I was. So when I look back at it, I'm actually stoked because there's tons of room for improvement for my next session, and I'm already running faster. So I guess in the long run, it's actually a really good thing. I am running a little light on my tires. They're 1.5 to 2 pounds too low on pressure, hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those filled up before my next session, because I think that that's also gonna help me go a little bit faster, because these tires do need to run a little bit higher. Also, I don't think I'm rubbing over here, which is good. I don't think so. I'm gonna test again this session. I didn't have time to do it, but I'm gonna chalk it and see if it rubs at all next session, but I don't think I'm having any more rubbing issues, which is great. Before tomorrow though, I do need to get Hawk stickers on here. I can't get the Toyo contingency. It sucks because the Toyo doesn't support my tire size. I don't like that. I might go to a smaller tire size just to get the contingency, but I probably won't. But Hawk does give me contingency, so I'm gonna get Hawk stickers. I'm just gonna put them above my NASA stickers, so then I can also start claiming Hawk contingencies. Just got my annual tech inspection sticker on there. Got Hawk stickers I need to put in. My next session's in like 10 minutes, so I've still got to get gas because I'm having fuel starvation issues. Despite the M3 having 2 gas pumps, I get fuel starvation issues at a 1/4 tank. We got tires filled back up, and then I'm gonna get out on track because I'm hoping to do better. It's the second session. You always do better in the second session. So I just finished up my second session. I ran a 1:49.9, and the session before that I ran a 1:48.6, so slower, but we'll figure out where we need to improve. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's the stickers, maybe all the added weight of the stickers. Now, because it's lunchtime, I already went and had lunch, but I've got to get my Hawk stickers on there for the contingency tomorrow. That's saying if I place somewhere around 1st to 5th place they pay out on, so if I get one of those, then I'll have that. Also, oh yeah, I've got new rubbing. That's got to be new rubbing because this was all legible. All legible. Now it's not. None of that's legible. So here's where we're at. I'm getting the tires rotated. I'm going to take these measurements here. I got to switch which hand has what. And this guy, currently, sitting at 2 3/4. You can see that. So about 2 3/4 from spring to the top of this guy right here, and no rubbing issues. Over on this side, this is not the tire that was rubbing. This is the one that's about to go on here. On this side, now I have to switch hammer hands again. On this side, we're looking at 3 3/4. Slight rubbing issue. I also pretty sure when I measured this earlier it was at 3. So I'm going to raise this all the way to 3 just so it's a 1/4 inch higher. And then I'm going to Loctite red this into place. I do think though that this blue electrical tape method that I used here helped a little bit in preventing it from lowering too much, because it is definitely better off than it was. But I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna get this done, and then I gotta get my tires back on, because I got about 20 minutes before I'm supposed to be back on track. So here's a map of the East track, and I just talked to Greg, and I was talking to him about how to best handle it. And we talked about sections right here, section right here, which kind of more or less agreed that I was doing that relatively okay. And then section here and here. And he said that this was a tap turn in. This is a tap turn in. Now I knew this was a tap turn in and I don't do it right. This I thought was a trail brake zone. I'll obviously get other people's opinions. I'm gonna focus on this right here, which is what I was doing was, this is flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, brake, turn, sacrifice this section right here, and then make a steeper turn. You'll come out of here with more speed. It's what some people would recommend doing, and that's what I was trying. And then he was saying, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, lift, back on the gas, then brake, and then sacrifice this section right here with speed. I'm getting out there late, so I'm gonna do 3 ways the way that I was doing it, and 3 ways the way I wasn't doing it, and see which one's faster, and see how it plays out. But that's what he was recommending doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the car going here in about 5 minutes, and then we'll see how it plays out. So today is a Friday, and Fridays and Saturdays are always the busy days, but Sundays are always the slow days. And I have to say that this is the slowest Friday that I've ever seen here. Getting a bird's eye view of it, makes some models always puts themselves over there by that black trailer, but a little bit further. And as you can see, there's no one over there this weekend. So my assumption is either Makes and Models is just not here this weekend, or they're not here today. Who knows? If you guys remember with the PCA, Porsche Club of America event that I ran, it was also really dead. So it's not that being dead is actually all that big of a problem. Being dead is actually kind of nice, as long as it just doesn't feel lifeless like Sundays sometimes do. And there definitely is still a fair number of cars here. You got the Air Power Racing over there who specialize in Porsches. You got your Spec Miata guys who are always here. And then it's probably back there on the track somewhere. Yeah, you can see it way out there. The Lamborghini is a really killer car that they have out this weekend. Plus, I'm seeing a lot more BMW M3s. The E92 M3s, not the E46 like I have. There's a handful of E46s, but there's never any E92s around here. I'm just gonna throw these guys on, it's over for the day. But here's to hoping that Saturday is got a lot more people than this. And also a lot slow people, because I wanna win. So this is a new problem. I need a new brake rotor. At least this one will do for the weekend, but I'm gonna have to order some new ones because that is not what it's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to separate there. I got the pebble out and then that happened. Luckily I put the wheel on and then it fell. So could have been a lot worse. Now he's bringing me a spare jack. Day 2 is quite a bit busier than day 1 was. These are all the HPD1 guys right now about to go out, and they're instructors, so those people didn't even have the chance of being here yesterday, but I have to say that it looks like it's still going to be an extremely slow Saturday. So after finishing my last session, my first session of the day, I put down a 147.2, which is my new record for this configuration of the track, with a previous yesterday that I put down of a 148.6, and last year I was doing 151s on this course. 153, sorry, I was doing 151s on that course over there, which is West course. So on East course, I did a 153.5, I think was my best. This is how you set up for a hot lap on East course. And what you want to do over there is you want to go out, and you want to go as far out to get speed as you set up a hot lap, and then when you're finishing, you hug that turn. You hug it on the inside as much as possible to go as little distance as possible. So we're gonna see. My goal this weekend is a 145. XXX doesn't matter. I just want a 145. But I will be happy with the 146 if I'm able to somehow squeeze one of those in there. I think 146 isn't too unachievable because, like I said, I did a 147 too. The second session is always going to be the fastest, and I've also got tomorrow. Last weekend, I went faster and faster progressively throughout the weekend, so I'm having expectations that I'll probably do the same this weekend. It's just a matter of how much improvement that really means, whether it's 1-2 seconds, but we'll see. New tires, much better tires too, and I've got a lot more experience than I had last time I ran this course. So it's lunchtime, just finished my second session, and I have a problem. I was having a clunk out of my passenger front wheel. The leaf blower was too loud to hear me, but we ultimately determined that I was having an issue with my bushing because I was getting a loud clunking noise out of the car. We're gonna screw with my buddy so hard before the next session.
Alright, we're gonna post this and then where are we putting it?
Okay. We're gonna put duct tape right across the mirror, and then we're gonna put duct tape strip on the back window so if he pulls it off the mirror, it'll still be out the back window for him when he's out there. So we're gonna okay. Can you fit back in that space to get duct tape on the back window? You can see the whole back window. Holy crap! This is a good mirror. So be it an end to Saturday, which has been surprisingly slow and an uneventful day. There wasn't a lot of people here and it got really hot, so people were running, on average, even including myself, about 3 seconds slower than usual. So I ran 150s on the last two sessions, 147s on the first two. So a lot of people didn't even bother going out and wasting their tires. I'm weak on East Track though, so I went out every time just to practice. And it does not look like we're gonna have a lot of people here tomorrow either. We have a really big race, the 6-hour enduro, coming up in 3 weeks. So I think a lot of people skipped just in preparation for that because they've been holding these events every 2-3 weeks. I, however, did have a slight adventure and ended up sending my car off the track on my last session pretty severely. So I'm going to go ahead and wash off all of this dust because it is just terrible and I don't want it all over my car. Yet another dead day to this weekend out here. I did my first session already. I took my photos for contingency purposes. and I put down 148.1, which is worse than I did yesterday, so I'm not happy about that. But it's already so hot. There's almost no point at this point to go for very fast times. Just get the practice on out there. By the third, fourth session, it's going to be almost impossible to get a good time. I'm expecting today to put down a 148 this next session, and with any luck, I'll put down 150s or maybe 149s third and fourth sessions, which would just be about the best that I can get away with. The actual race group. I was hoping to get over here before they got out there, but this is the real race car. Spec Miatas, those are what I want to get into. Spec Zs, I would love to, but they're expensive. Plus the competition's not as stiff for them. But it's been a weird Sunday as a whole. It's completely dead. There's not a ton of people here, obviously. Goes with being completely dead. And even I actually have to pull out of the race because my car is acting up. I've got bushing issues, my front wheel. It just does not feel safe to drive on anymore. So I ran my last session. It was a 150. It was a 150, and I was running 148s earlier today with all of that. So no point in destroying my tires and having bad lap times. So I'm calling it for the day, and I will get that taken care of. The irony is I was going to get all that fixed or replace my bushings before the weekend started, but I just ran out of time and I had other things that I was trying to do, so I never got around to it. So there you have it. Conclusion to yet another weekend. Those are all the HPD1 guys out there right now, getting their first time out on track. Everyone else is packed up. I mean, they always run HPD1 last. I'm packed up. It was a slow weekend because we've got a bigger event, so there's a lot of people who just skip to get ready. I've got my car all packed up and ready to go. I also, as you guys know, had the issue with the bearing or the bushing that has to get replaced. So I'll definitely get that replaced before next weekend. And then I've got a lot of weight I'm gonna lose before next weekend because I'm still 400, 500 pounds overweight. So it's gonna be really nice to get rid of all that aero, or not all that aero, all that weight, so that I can go a lot faster. This weekend didn't turn out like I wanted it to when it came to speed, but I'm hoping next weekend will definitely be a better weekend for that. Then again, I'm also being a little ambitious because it's going to be a lot busier. There's going to be people from out of state all over the country coming out here next weekend just because of the enduro. So there's going to be a lot of competition for sure, but I'm hopeful. Anyway guys, I'm dying of thirst. It's 100 degrees outside and I've got an hour drive ahead of me. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.